and welcome back to We Bombastic Few, episode ? Daniel, welcome back. How was Russia?
It was actually kind of warm.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How did you finally end up making it out of there?
I hid inside a bear. I don't know what the bear did to get over here, but thank you, bear. His name's Barry.
Well, I was gonna say, at least give him the common decency of saying his name to the public.
Barry the bear.
Okay. Unfortunately, though, Lindsay, would you like to introduce yourself? He can't, because he has been captured this week.
And they took him
Daniel, why don't you tell who captured him and why'd they do it?
Well, there's a lot of things we don't know, but there's one thing for certain is that the manager was definitely involved with this one. Possibly involved with the Dagestanis, if I'm pronouncing that right. Is people of Dagestani? Dagestan's a place, right?
Is that I don't know. All I know is, like, I'm doing the math here, and hold on. Missed episodes. Let's see. If I were to calculate the main host based on who's been here for every episode. Ooh, wait a second. Is this? I'm double checking the math here. Carry the two. Huh. Is that Brent? Is that the solution to who's the main host?
I don't think. I think that's I think that's a bad foundation to lay for who's the main host. I think we should go with who has the least planted comments about them being the best host. And
speaking of planted comments,
by those metrics, me and Lindsay are tied. So we need another metric. Who's here this week? Me. You're here too, but so you have 1 point, Lindsay has 1 point, and I have 2 points.
Nope, I have a billion points, and you want to know why? It's because if you check out the comments that honestly, we always complain at people for not commenting, but someone did comment, and I didn't even see it because I don't think we have notifications turned on YouTube. But anyway, Taylor, she was on the podcast. Faithful listeners will remember salad is nothing to flux and alpha pilification. And she said in her comment, which is verifiable on YouTube, she's Team Brent. Shout out to Brent's mom. And so, boom, Brent fans are the best.
Yes, so, planted comments.
by nature of only having one comment for any team, Brent team wins. And so, boom.
Yeah, she was definitely paid off. You can see it in Brent's tax records that he refuses to release.
Actually, if you look at the profile picture, it's just her holding, like, mounds of money. And I don't know why it was made the profile picture. But, yeah, anyway. So I've got this dilemma, right? In where I live, there's a store. It's called, like, the discount store, right? Where you go, like, they get a bunch of returns from places, a bunch of random crap, and they put it all in bins, and you go in, and on Saturday, everything's $7, and then, like, as the week progresses, everything in the store, like, goes lower and lower in price until Friday, it's 50 cents. But anyway, so I went yesterday, and so yesterday, everything in the store is $2. And I was going around, found a bunch of stuff, got a cool mouse pad, miscellaneous items. But the thing I got, the wild card purchase, I bought 10, like, square, like 1 foot by 1 foot mirror plates. And I don't know what to do with them.
10 mirror plates.
Yeah, so it's
12 inches by 12 inches.
Yeah, so it's a square mirror, the dimensions being like 12 inches by 12 inches, and it's a kind of thin plate, but it's like a pretty high quality mirror. And so I have like 10 mirrors, and I open it up to the public and to you specifically right now. But any ideas on what I can do with them? My first idea was, like, so there's the living room and then my bedroom. I was like, I could set up something where from any given room I could see my main monitor. Like, from the kitchen, from the couch, or like from the bathroom or from wherever I am at any given point.
Yeah, honestly, the play might be to set it up where you can see your screen. So anytime you're like gaming with a controller, you can like get into the bathroom and like you just don't even have to like stop gaming. Second option, put one in the shower so you can do funny things with your hair when it's full of shampoo.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I feel like it would be you'd have to clean it a lot.
Yeah, actually, I just remembered why I wasn't going to say that at first. Is there a way to keep a mirror from fogging in the shower?
I know there's anti-fogging like solutions that you can use. I don't know how effective they are in a shower.
Maybe like some kind of like cover, like a screen protector. Do you think there's anything like that you could just like peel onto your mirror and it would just work?
Maybe, but then also you could just like wipe the mirror with your like something. I don't know. The other idea I had. Oh yeah, you could get it. Like you don't need to be dry. The mirror needs to be dry. The other idea I had is I could attach them to all different points on my car, and then like I could have active camouflage. Now, unfortunately, my car is not 10 square feet in surface area, so that's the main reason I'm not doing it. And also, it'd be pretty hard to keep clean.
That seems like it should be illegal in some way.
And that like I thought of that too, but after one Google search, you'd be surprised to find that if you Google, can I cover my car with mirrors? There's nothing on the legality of it. So
wow.
And I'm pretty sure if it doesn't pop up on the first page of Google, you can do that like as a like and you can't be arrested for it because your lawyer, that because that's what they're called, can say, Your Honor, my client Googled it and he did not find the answer. So it's your fault for making laws so hard to find.
Wow.
Honestly, that's like a mini hypothetical, or like, I've got a proposition. I'm going to run for president, and my platform is that I want all things, all questions about the law. Like, if you can Google something and the question of whether it's legal or not does not pop up on the first page of Google, it is legal.
See, I feel like if it's not directly illegal, it's probably like second degree of like a lot of different crimes. Child endangerment.
But so theoretically, right, the car's going forward, the child sees itself coming for it quickly, and so it's like, hey, I should run away from myself. So the child would move.
I mean, I was more thinking like children that could be in other cars on the road, but I guess that also is
and
something.
Then
I don't know.
The other cars, they see themselves, and I think it all works out.
Also, would that be? I feel like that's like a blinding hazard.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I hate like LED lights, headlights. Mm-hmm. And so that would decentivize LED headlights. Because
that's true. Everyone should put mirrors on the back of their car.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
absolutely.
Just a big
and
FU to
punish
all
the people who make it hard for me with my my Chevy Impala that can barely like 3 lumens or like 3 candle power is the equivalent of what my headlights can produce.
All right, you need to clean off the headlight cover.
Oh, it'll so probably dirty. Help. but it's like the inside, and so you have to take apart. You have to do a lot to clean it, and the seal is bad, and so it would just get dirty again. So I don't bother, and so I just keep my 3 candle headlights.
You know, I want to make fun of you, but when I was driving my '98 Dodge Stratus, I was doing the same thing. Just it's fine. I don't need to see at night.
Yeah, there's a certain point in which your car, you just don't care. The value of your car is directly proportional to how much you care to maintain or even keep it like operable. And so my car is very much at the point where oh, it doesn't run, I suppose I'll do something about it. But other than that, I'll deal with it. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't figured out, today is also going to be a mini episode, which means the only segment will be a hypothetical, because what is a podcast without a hypothetical? And before we get into that hypothetical, though, I do want to thank Snow Equipment with their revolutionary new line of snowmobiles, including the new Snow Immobile. Thank you, Snow Equipment, for sponsoring this episode.
Yes, thank you, Snow Equipment. Now, to the hypothetical. So, Brent, you you've decided to go on vacation. You're in London. Okay. And you take a trip to Big Ben. And so you're walking around on the inside, and no one else is there, and you accidentally trip over the power cord and unplug it. And you're like, oh, shoot. And so you kind of look around to make sure nobody sees you, and you open the door outside Big Ben and kind of peek around, because, people would notice, like, if Big Ben just, like, stopped ticking. And everyone is frozen in place. And as it turns out, everyone is frozen in time except for you, but they are self-aware and they need food and water.
Okay, yeah. So my only quarrel with how you set up this hypothetical is it very much changes my answer, because because I'm in, like, where are my family and friends, out of curiosity? Do they also come with me to this trip to England?
Let's say, yeah, your family and one friend of your choice are with you in London.
Okay, well, this actually adds a lot of layers. So basically, because the first thing is, so I still at college, I'm 2 hours away from by driving to, like, almost all family, and like a lot of friends. And so I think the first question you need to ask is, how many people are you willing to attempt to keep alive? Because so everyone needs, like, food and water, and they're aware they're frozen. And so arguably you also need to, like, I don't know, maybe talk with them a little bit just so they don't go insane. I
guess the big question here is there an end in sight to this?
Well,
like,
you don't
if you
know.
you try plugging Big Ben back in and it didn't work.
Well, okay, well, and I guess you're my original idea was that just the idea of you don't know, like, it could happen. Maybe you're waiting on the interdimensional clockworkers that service Big Ben, but they obviously run a different schedule than you. So
yeah, that like they just worked on Big Ben, like, it's so far back in the rotation. I mean, they're frozen in time too.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, yeah, then it's not gonna happen. No, my assumption was that I think you should operate under the assumption that there's a chance that people unfreeze, but it could be in 49 years, could be in 67 years, could be in 2 years, could be in 37 seconds.
So I think
you have no idea.
I think wait. So people are frozen in time. Objects aren't.
Correct.
So anyone in a moving car is basically hosed.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Super dead.
And you're not getting off. Unless you can swim across the English Channel, you're kind of stuck just on the British Isles.
That's what I was thinking. So I need to learn how to. So let's just say, for the argument's sake, my family is in America. I need to learn to operate an airplane before they starve. Which I'm not sure I could do without any instructors. That brings a whole
look
new
up a YouTube
level
video.
to learn.
How to fly a passenger airline.
Honestly, like, I think you would. what's the smallest plane that can make it across the Atlantic?
I mean,
Amelia Earhart.
yeah, I was
did
gonna
it, and
say, I was trying to think of the name. Like she
didn't
flew a
have
really
much
early
better
plane.
than like she basically had like the glider the Wright brothers made.
Yeah, like
from my
Wright
understanding
Brothers
of history.
3.0.
Yeah, so if she could do it, I could do it. So yeah, so I think I'd find the small. That's the other thing is like, what if there's like an airplane already on? Well, number one, all the airplanes that were about to take off and whatever. Lots of problems with airplanes crashing. But then also you'd need to find whoever you wanted to take care of. So like technically phones work, but they can't answer them. And so
Oh, you could do like Find My Phone services for everyone.
I don't have that set up with like any friends, I don't think though.
Do you have to like
I don't think you
set
have to
it up with
enable
specific people? Oh, because like on my phone, I have like Find My Phone enabled, but like I don't really know how I would. I just because I use an Android, so I just assume like I would get into my Google account and then be like, "Hey, where's my phone?"
Yeah. Well, because I know for just other people with iPhone, you can enable it so I think you can enable it so anyone, and then you can enable it so certain people can see your location. And I don't know what mine is. I'm pretty sure mine's just set to no one, but I don't have any friends that I have it set up where I can see their location. So if you're listening to this and you're a friend of me and you want me to save your life if you get frozen in time, you should enable me seeing your location now.
Vote now on your phones.
Yeah. But anyway, so that would be something of learning to operate. But then also, so theoretically, I'm not an evil person. I don't want to see, like, I'd like to save more people. But the question is, how much of percent of each day do you want to spend taking care of people?
Well, here's because there's like two sides of it. So let's say you have the opportunity to be able to fly back and save your family. And so, you know, obviously there's a lot of incentive there. Like if in the chance that this doesn't last a long time, you probably want to save people close to you along with others. But you also don't know how long it's going to last. And if you're thinking about the preservation of humanity, you probably don't want to save your family.
Well, no, that you would also save a random other chick you found.
That's kind of cool. Like, hey, listen, there's not really many options here.
I kind of assume that people can move their eyes, and that's the only thing they can still do. And so you just find look to the left 3 times if you're interested in me saving you, with the small chance that you will be enlisted.
Enlisted to the Human Repopulation Project.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but and then also however many people. So once you let's just say you're willing to spend. I don't know, because so you have no idea how long it takes. Let's say you're going to spend 6 hours a day taking care of people, which literally would just be like shoving food and water into their mouth, and you'd have to like move their jaw too.
You would have to like invent some kind of stick where you just like shove it to the point into their throat where it just kind of gulps down.
I was just gonna say, like, we already have the technology, right? Like coma patients, like they need stuff.
Right, but do you know how a feeding tube works?
Oh, absolutely not. So I think the first thing I'd need to do is buy a book. I'm committing all the crimes now. I don't care about buying things anymore. You should have thought of that before getting frozen. I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, you should have thought about that before putting Big Ben's power on a 120 volt.
Yeah. Actually, the England runs on 50 hertz.
I was just about to ask that. Like, do they run at the same voltage?
I think I know they're different frequency, and I'm pretty sure they're different voltage. I want to say like 220. But I've never been to England, so it's not my fault if that's wrong. But anyway, so yeah, I think the best way would literally to set them up as like coma patients, you would go to you'd transport everyone to a hospital.
You just skip the learning step entirely. You only save the coma patients because they already have the feeding
Honestly,
tubes.
yeah. No, that's a decent point. Like so you cherry pick a couple people, but then the coma patients that are already in a coma, you're like, yeah, sure, we'll save you. You're not that much more effort to keep alive. So, yeah. So and then
I feel like there's just a really going back to like potential needs for repopulation. Like there are massive
really
ethical problems.
Huh?
No, I was just because I was thinking like there are huge ethical problems with that, aren't there? Like
that. Well,
it kind of
gives a new meaning to the word consent for sure.
Well, no.
No, just of the like.
It doesn't.
Hey,
but it's
would you like? No, would you like to survive? Then you're going to need to agree to some things.
Because like, well, you also like, you don't know. Like, you could. What if you happen to just like the people you pick to save? What if they just happen to like, maybe they don't care if like humanity dies out. You're just like, hey, let's rebuild. They're like, nah, I just want to live and die. Like, oh.
Honestly, that would be very understandable, and I would not fault them for it. They experienced a mass tragedy and were frozen for who knows how many years.
I mean, if it lasted even a month, I mean, that's everyone's dead except for who you saved.
Exactly, yeah. Honestly, yeah, I am working on the timescale of years, but it doesn't need to be. It needs to be what?
How long can a human live without
water.
Food? Yeah.
It
might be less than a week for water. It's like a few days, isn't it?
Well, I think 3 days, but like I think there have been cases where people have survived. So I'm saying just like absolutely everyone is certainly dead after a week of no water. Like, because maybe at like 4 days, there's still a couple people alive without water.
Oh, I mean, what if there are some people who were just like chilling? Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe someone just had their feet in the river, just chilling.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would have to. I guess it could not be the pool because of chlorine water. I can't imagine you're gonna last much longer drinking chlorine water. Yeah, so anyone who just happened to be lying next to can you imagine if you happened to be lying next to, so like there's someone in Alaska, right, who was lying next to a river, and that river just so happened to not give them hypothermia and just lap water into their mouth occasionally, and then a fish every now and again just like jumped in their mouth. Small fish. They were somehow able to. Yeah, or maybe no. They did it under a berry bush in the berry bush.
They krill got into their mouth.
That's a good. Okay, now I kind of want to address the question: is there any situation someone could find themselves in where they would survive without the person who's aware's intervention? Outside of a coma patient.
Yeah, so the coma patients live as long as their like feeding tubes have food.
There's got to be some computer programmer or gamer or something that has it set up to every like 4 hours it automatically feeds him or like gives him a drink of water just because he wants to keep playing his game.
Do you think
like surely that exists somewhere, right?
I mean, that's definitely possible. I like to think that no one exists like that, but you know, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, let's see.
Maybe,
so we've got the person who's laying in fresh water and doesn't get eaten alive by whatever flesh eating.
Yeah. Well, that's another question. I'm going to say the animals aren't frozen because for whatever reason, Big Ben doesn't apply to animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got the person lying next to a river with fish jumping in their mouth. What about the ISS, International Space Station, right?
Ooh.
They definitely have technology of some sort to feed the people, I figure.
So you just have to get yourself to the International Space Station. That's easy.
I'll
Just
rent a
glue
book.
together a few ladders from the Home Depot.
Yeah, I'll go to the Home Depot. I'll go to Elon Musk's house, find the moon elevator that he's keeping in his basement, and
He's
alter that to go to the space.
It doesn't
station.
go to his basement. He keeps it in his basement.
Oh. Well, no, exactly, correct.
I think the best way to get to the International Space Station isn't to go to it, but to use a harpoon to bring it to you. So you teach yourself
So
how
I
to
just
fly
need
a
a really
plane,
long
and then you
harpoon.
kind of lean out the window with a harpoon. And you're basically right there when you're flying in the sky. You're pretty much like. Oh, actually, that's a pretty. What is the difference between like? How far is the moon from Earth? It's like, is it a few 100,000 miles, or is it like?
I
I don't remember. Distance
I'm trying to
the moon.
okay.
All right, take a guess.
Okay. I was gonna say I should do a Fermi estimate on it, but I'm not going to.
Okay,
I
how are you
kinda
gonna
want to.
how are you gonna Fermi estimate this?
Well, so I know the radius or I know the circumference of the Earth, which I
Mm-hmm.
can then figure out the radius. I'm gonna guess 250,000 miles. 250,000.
Wow,
Miles.
238,900.
I thought it was a quarter because I was trying to remember. It had something to. Man, I'm so smart.
A nice Fermi estimate.
Well, yeah. So I thought to myself, what's the size of a quarter? And then I said to myself, how many quarters would it take?
Well,
to
what's the
get
difference?
to the
What's
moon?
the distance from the Earth to the moon? Well, I know the distance from the moon to the Earth is 250,000 miles. So on the Fermi estimate, that's 10 to the fifth. Oh!
Yep. Boom. I am so smart. I'm so proud of myself. I remember not. Also, the other thing I knew though is I'm pretty sure it took the first space, like the Apollo missions. I'm pretty sure it took them 3 days to get to the moon, and so I could maybe figure some stuff out from that. I don't know how. Now I kind of want to just do a Fermi estimate on the distance between the Earth and the moon. Like, what could you use? 'Cause like I said, so the radius of the Earth is like 24,000 miles.
Well, if you get 100 burger patties out of a single cow, then the height of a burger patty, let's say, like the average burger patty, like half inch.
10 to the 0. I'd say yeah, 5 times 10 to the negative 1.
Yeah.
4.5.
So we've got 5 times 10 to the 2
Is
inches
how high you can get on one.
on one cow's burger patties. So how
On
many
one
how many
cow's
burger
burger patty.
patties to the moon?
Or
Or how many cows worth of burger patties do you think it takes?
I think the first question we need to ask is, do we have enough cows to get to the moon?
How many cows are there on Earth?
I feel like that was the Fermi estimate we did.
We did cows in the
while
U.S. I think.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I know we at minimum used the amount of cows for. Gosh, what was that? I don't know.
Cows
Anyway,
on Earth. All right, there are about 1.5 billion cattle.
1.5 billion. So 10 to the 9.
And if every
So
cow
that's
is like
10 to
6 feet
that's-
long,
Well, no. So that's 10 to the 11 inches, correct? Because we're using patty measurement.
10 to the 11 inches. Wait, where'd you get that?
Because
Oh,
there
one
were-
and a half billion. We're saying 50 inches per cow. So that's like 75 billion inches.
which is
Some amount of
many?
feet. Okay, hold on. Let me whip
well
out the
5,280. So just 5 times 10 to the 3. So
280 times
subtract
12 times 200.
10 to the 3. from whatever our what number do we have?
Okay. Well, I just figured out how many inches it is to the moon about. The question was, the question you asked is how many do we have enough cows to get to the moon? And I'll say yes.
Yeah. We do? Okay, good.
Thank God.
We would have been screwed if that wasn't the case. Can you imagine? Those people on the ISS might have died.
If only we could feed the people somehow with this many cows.
But no, we're using all these cows to save like the 7 people on the ISS.
The human specimen. What are the requirements to like be an astronaut? Like I know you have to be in good physical health degree. And like have a technical degree and
so like electrical engineering, I know and I'm pretty sure mechanical engineering are technical degrees, and so we can become astronauts.
I don't think I can because I'm diabetic.
You cannot become an astronaut. Actually, I don't know. Maybe we live in a world of all the other candidates are gonna die. So you save the NASA director, and then you say, who you gonna pick now? Or no, you go to him and you say, I'll save you if I get to be an astronaut. Ooh. Look to the left if you agree.
And then you're like, yes, he looked left. Because you didn't tell them that you meant their left or our left. They're like, oh, good, my left. Thank you. Yep. That's all the permission you need to go to space. It's easy. You just say, Houston, count me down. And then we'll say, count down by looking to the left.
There's definitely, because I know, because the iPhone has it, there's technology that can recognize where you're looking. And so you would just need to develop some sort of system of, like, they look at letters to communicate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. I think some people at my college, like, a little bit before I got there, worked on, like, a thing for people with ALS, some kind of something. And, like, if you looked, like, at the screen, you could, like, type out the words you want to say just by looking.
Yeah. I don't know where I would find one of those, though.
It seems like some high-tech stuff.
Well, I don't know. I just don't even know where you would go to. Anyway, so in conclusion, we have enough cows to get to the moon.
Yes, that was the hypothetical. Hypothetical, you have to get to the moon. And you get to we get to the moon and save humanity, because that's where the time.
That's where
that's where time is kept.
And also the Big Ben technicians live on the ISS.
Yes, so we bring them down and they fix Big Ben and everyone's saved.
Yep.
Bam. Hypothetical.
We saved the world.
Did it.
Boom.
All we had to do was kill. Let's see. It takes 15.
No. And then the internet would go down because the people wouldn't service it. So Blockbuster came back. Boom. Hypothetical solved.
Hypothetical solved. Oh, also for the record, we said about 75 billion inches of patties with 1.5 billion cows. It takes 15 billion inches to get to the moon. So we would have to kill off 300 million cows and balance on top of their patties. Oh wait, and that's just for one stack of patties. So
I mean, I can balance on one stack of patties. You is the Minecraft way of you jump and then place a patty beneath you.
Yeah,
and you just go
easy.
Straight up.
I mean, haven't you played that old iPhone game where you're stacking ice cream scoops on top of it?
Oh my goodness, yes.
What was that game called?
Classic. Scoops, honestly, I'm pretty sure.
Scoop? I wonder if that still exists. Do you think it ever released on Android?
Maybe.
Please hold to find out if Scoop still exists.
Not important.
We
do not need to know.
Brent, this is absolutely critical.
But I'm not even 100% sure that's the name of it.
All right, I found a game called Scoops that is the same premise, but it looks like a knockoff because it only has 1,000 downloads.
Yeah, I see on the Apple store, I see one called Scoops, like Schoops. So
I don't
I'm
think that's
thinking
right.
the original is gone.
Where's my iPod
Well, no,
Touch?
I know. Yeah,
Actually,
this
my old iPod Touch is probably at my parents' house. I wonder if I have that app downloaded.
you are absolutely not looking for your old iPod Touch.
Please
while we're
hold
doing
as
the
I
episode.
drive all the way to my parents' house for like 4.5 hours and see if my iPod Touch is still there.
Probably not. And if it is, it takes 97 minutes to turn on because technology's old.
Yeah. I think I know the passcode to my old iPod.
I know the password to my old iPod because it is just a variation of, or my current password is a variation of my iPod Touch password.
Wow. So if anyone out there knows the password to Brett's iPod Touch, let me know.
There are several people who know the password to my current phone, and so now you know the password to my iPod Touch.
Wow. Huge. So, who's doing conclusion? I'm doing conclusion.
I hate you so much.
All right, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, or do the opposite of those things if you want to do the opposite of those things. Though we'd appreciate if you do the things I initially stated. Any final thoughts, Brent?
Once again, an offbeat episode. Hopefully, I think I said this last time, which may have jinxed it, but I'm willing to try a second jinx. Hopefully next week we'll be back to normal. I don't think there will be any problems, he said.
Hopefully Lindsay's
everyone's schedule.
Lindsay's back from his vacation.
Yeah. Or capturement.
Capturement.
That's
Well, yeah, we'll have to talk to the
officially a word.
manager about that.
That's the bombastic word of the day.
Capturement.
It means captured past participle. Shout out to Mom. Thanks for listening. And I think that's all I got.
Yeah, and for me, I think we just gotta figure out the quickest way to get to 300 million cows from any point in the world, and we can be prepared for a crisis
Russia.
like this. You think?
You've been in Russia this entire time. Actually, I have no idea how many I don't even know if Russia has cows.
I mean, surely they have cows. You've read Animal
Probably.
Farm.
This is true.
Were there cows in Animal Farm?
I was just going to say, I know there were pigs, and pigs were the only thing that mattered. There was a horse.
I don't
think
know if there was
were
I don't
cows.
think there was okay, hold on, wait. Good. Just cow in Animal Farm.
Episode over, but if you want the fun trivia fact of whether or not there were cows in Animal Farm, you're about to find out.
Yes, Molly.
Oh, there was. Dang.
Wait,
definitely.
Wait, no. The beautiful white mare. Mare is a horse, right?
Yeah, that's a horse. I knew there was a horse.
Yeah. So no cow.
No cow.
Wait,
I was gonna say
what
I
did
would
the cows
have
represent
bet
in Animal Farm.
a bunch of money that there were not cows.
Is there a cow in Animal Farm?
No.
No, there are. The cows are enticed
Gosh
into the
darn it.
revolution by promises that their milk will not be stolen, but can be used to raise their own calves. Their milk is then stolen by the pigs, who learn to milk them.
Gosh darn it. There totally are cows in Animal Farm. I would have lost all the money, I bet.
All the
sucks.
pretzels. You would have been deep in
All
pretzel
the
debt.
I would have had so much pretzel debt. That's a fun thing that I don't think has ever been brought up on the podcast.
Has it not?
I'm pretty sure not.
Shoot. We'll have to listen to every episode before next week.
End the episode. I'm getting a phone call.
Okay. Have a bombastic week.
See you guys next time.